Hey everyone, what's up? Thank you for checking out my video. This is Chuck with HomemadeIdea.com. Look at what I got here. Dead computer, getting trashed, but there is no need for a lot of those parts to hit landfills. Here I created a motherboard clock, complete with thermometer. Hey, it's a win-win situation. Great gift to make for your friends that's into the whole computer thing, or just a flat-out computer geek, or someone who just likes something out of the box. Hang tight. I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's do this. Hey everybody, Chuck here from HomemadeIdea.com. I have here an old discarded motherboard. I work on computers for a living. Everything from networking to home build PCs, whatever needs to be done. I also, just as a hobby, I work on a lot of hot rods, cars, and such like that. And I have a lot of leftover parts on some of my hobbies and such. So therefore, I turn them into crafty ideas. You know, we got to save the planet. All the trash being thrown around, stuff like that, filling up all the big landfills. And come on, let's help save the planet. Let's turn this rubbish into something cool. We have here thermometer face and a clock motor. The rest of the parts are inside. I'm out here filming on the fender of my old trailer right now. I want to show you how to make a very cool wall hanging clock with thermometer and everything. That would be a great gift for some of you little geeky friends. I can say geeky because I am one of those. So I want to show you how to turn this piece of rubbish right here that is a dead motherboard into something crafty that your friends will love, you will love. It turns into a great conversation piece. So, alright, I'm going to start the next steps, and I'll be right back and showing you what needs to be done. Alright, you notice in the last video I kind of had some things just kind of generally placed. Let me show you what I'm doing here. Here you have the thermometer. You notice we're sitting on top of the processor socket here. Here is where the RAM cards go. Here's the North Bridge chip. And here's all the little capacitors and everything runs. Basically what I do is just eyeballing it. Just approximately centering the thermometer into the area where I'm gonna take the hole saw and drill a hole, cut a hole through the motherboard for that to recess into. I took a marker, a little Sharpie marker. You see here the little black marks here, here, and there. That's kind of the best I could get into, knowing where the center of the backside here is going to reside into. So from there I just kind of estimate where my center is, and I'm going to drill my little pilot hole and start doing the hole saw thing through it. But I'm going to get rid of that arm right there first. Over here, see I have the arms, the clock hands. I have them sort of in position, about center where they're going to go. And again, it's just eyeball. This is art, people. It's not meticulous. Now if I was on my mill cutting some metal or something like that, yes, then I'm going down to the thousandths of an inch or whatever I need to do. This is just simply artwork. You're turning junk into something cool. So no need to be all techie here. So anyway, you see I have the hands placed here. That kind of gives me where the approximate centers are. So I'll pick up the hands. And you see where that washer lays right there. That washer is going to serve a purpose later, more so than just finding the center. If you look real close, see that E down through the middle of that? I don't know if the video is going to catch it just right. But there is a weird shaped E right there. That to me is going to tell me where my center is going to be. I have my hole saw set up here. I want to take the hole saw off of it, use just a drill bit to place my centers. And I'll be back in just a moment showing you how after I cut the holes out. Hey everyone, I just want to show you real quick how I come about finding the right size hole saws and drill bits I need to do this project. This particular one right here, this hole saw is 1 3/8 inches. It's the closest diameter to the body right here that's going to recess through the motherboard. So now I just kind of basically sized it up. This one kind of fits inside of it snugly, but basically what we're going to do, the outer diameter of this and the outer diameter of this, you want it as close as possible. 1 3/8 inches for this particular thermometer, which are so many different models, so don't necessarily go by the size I just told you. If you get a different size thermometer at a craft store, wherever you decide to get them, they can be different. So just match up your hole saw to where you got a hole that goes through it. But see how the lip right here, you got plenty of lip right there for it to adhere to the motherboard. Now, for the clock motor, here's the shaft. Typically, the shafts are a 1/4 inch, depending on what size clock motor you get. Basically what I did, here's my drill bit. This washer right here, as you see, fits right over that shaft perfectly. I'm sorry people, I'm having to do this with one hand because I don't have my tripod out here. See, it will not go over the drill bit. This particular drill bit is a 5/16. I'm sure, I can't read that with a camera. Anyway, this particular drill bit's a 5/16. It's just a little bit bigger than the overall diameter of the clock shaft here, the clock motor shaft. So that's what you want to look for. I'm going to get these holes cut and I'll be right back. Alright everyone, holes are cut. Here's where the thermometer's going to go. See, we can drop that baby right up in there like that. That's where that's going to be positioned. That's already looking cool, huh? Then the clock motor, there's the hole for that. Shaft is going to come right through the bottom side of that. Let me see if I can switch hands here and try that, show you real quick. Sorry people, it's taking a second. Here we go. See how it comes right through there like that? But we're going to take we're going to put the washers in the bowl, something, make it affixed to it like it should be. That's basically what you do to position your hole and pull this back out. But now, please be careful when you do this, because sometimes when you're drilling these holes and cutting the holes, whatever, the bit or the arbor and such can snag, and it will grab this motherboard or any kind of material that you're drilling. It'll snatch it and rotate it, and it'll do all kinds. It can really cut your hands pretty bad. Notice how I drilled the holes here. Of course, I'm doing this on my whole trailer. See right there, I used that board. You see where the hole saw went through, making the cuts. Therefore, I don't drill into my trailer or anything and cause any kind of other catastrophes I don't need. But anyway, long story short, we got the holes cut. Now we move on to the next step. I'm going to take my air hose and blow the dust off this thing first. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit. Thanks. Alright, motherboard is prepped. Motherboard already has the holes drilled into it. So let's show you a few more details you have to do. Move my, oh, by the way, see all the little goodies here? Hot melt glue gun, screwdriver, a knife to clean up the motherboard. Of course, there's your clock motor, battery for the clock motor. Here's all your hardware that we're going to use to hang it. A little protection right here for the wall, and the pliers to tighten the clock motor up. And there's the hands. You see the hands are actually one side's black, one side's white. I'm probably going to use the white side out because it shows it's better contrast on the motherboard. So let's show you what I need to do to the board here. Move this out of the way. If you look really close, I hope the camera will pick this up. Right here there are some little wires sticking up. Those have to go, because otherwise, see right there, those have to go, otherwise the thermometer will not sit flush. And also back here in the back you got a little bit of stray stuff where we've been drilled, little stuff sticking up right there. We need to take the knife and just clean all that up. So let me set this tripod up for the camera. You guys can watch me in action a little bit while I build this for you. Alright, we got the motherboard position, and so let's get some of these things cleaned up. I just take a knife right here. It don't take a whole lot of pressure. These wires are really thin. Bend them over a little bit. Heck, you just got, there you go, see? Just fold them over. Here's another one. Push it a little bit, push it back, bend it a few times. And it's off. We got another one right here. And another one right there. Clean the edges a little bit. Let's flip this over. Clean the edges of this so I don't make a mess later on down the road. Stuff falling off or whatever. And right here you see where the drill came through. Back up so we can get better focus. Just take your knife, scratch it out a little bit. motherboard's ready to assemble. Okay everyone, I'm going to show you how to put on the hanging wire and the hardware and such, but I want to show you something first. Most motherboards, you've got various different holes. Here, 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 and here, so on. What you want to look for, what designates being the top of the motherboard. See here? Look how far, kind of look at the hand here. See how far it is? The center of that hole? If you come over here to this hole, it's down just a little bit lower, but not by a whole lot. So therefore, it allows you a method to hang the wire in the back of it, to mount the wire to the back, to allow it to hang as evenly and balanced as possible. So this hole here and this hole here is what we're going to use. And by the way, I just want to point out that I did make a little mistake that, of course, you guys, I didn't put it on film to show you guys what I did correct. It's pretty simple, actually. These screws are number 10s. They're actually too big for these holes. Originally, what I did, I took it back out to my shop and run a drill through these right here and open it up just a little bit to fit these screws through it. Now, if I would have been paying attention when I bought these screws and got number 8s, I would not have had to do that. So you just want short number 8 size screws, nuts, and a little package of washers here. So let me get everything in position here. I'm having to do this, and I have to use both hands to do this, so therefore I need to reposition the camera real quick, and I will show you how to put the screws in, hang the wire, and all that other good fun stuff. Be right back. Okay, let's put some screws in. Put the screw inside that hole right here. Got that in there. And what we're going to do is hold that right there so it doesn't fall out, and flip it over, see. Now, to save yourself a lot of headache, not absolutely necessary, but it does, I promise you, save yourself a lot of headache. Go ahead and put on one of the nuts now. And odds are you won't even need the screwdriver throughout this process, but just in case that screw turns, you've got a method to hold the screw while you snugly, not too tight now, just snugly tighten it up. Alright. Now you have a way to mount your wire on this side. What we're going to do next, simple flat washer here, drop it on there. Set that back here. Now here's the trick. This is just go to your better department stores, hardware store, craft store, whatever. This is just standard picture hanging wire. See the braid? Okay. We want it to wrap around this right here. But the trick, you take and hold the screw like this, hold the wire around it, gently hold, make a couple wraps, see, and take the screw out, and you have the loop. So now what we're going to do now is slide this loop down over top of this, hang it over top of the stud here. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Alright. Now what we're going to do is, and this probably isn't even necessary, but I like to do it just for precautionary so nothing ever comes loose and falls off your wall and all this other good, not so fun stuff. Put a little dab of hot melt glue right back here. Then we add another washer. Don't touch that glue, by the way. Hence the word hot melt, you know. It hurts. And we're going to take and screw that down right there. Honestly, it'd be a lot easier if we had the right size wrench to do this, but hey, I wasn't being very energetic as running outside the shop and find this and find the right wrench. I had these in the house, my toolbox in the house, so I just went ahead and used these. Alright, good and snug. Alright, now we're going to do the other side. Let's slide the board over here so you can see it. There's your hole. And where's the hardware go? Really? Oh, sorry folks, thought I lost my other screw here. Alright, we're going to feed that up through here. And put the nut on. And again, I got lucky, the screw did not turn, so I didn't need to use the screwdriver on the other side. And then we're going to drop the washer on. Now, one more thing here. What you got to look out for is, I mean, it's me being picky probably more so than anything. I tend not to like the wire to go above the edge of the motherboard here, so therefore when you got it hung up, you don't see the wire exposed. So I tend to want to get it down below it a little bit. Then once I get about a position where I want the wire to stay, wrap it around the post. Do a couple of wraps like that. And you can take and look back over top of itself here to make sure it doesn't come unwrapped. You see, it may expose a little bit, but once I tighten it down, it's going to rotate it a little bit. Again, get a little dab of hot glue, yeah, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Again, this probably isn't necessary, but just me being overly picky about how things are put together. And put the washer on. Okay, then we take the pliers and snug this bolt up in that. You see, if you watch that wire, it rotates downward a little bit, and I'm allowing it to do that somewhat because that keeps the wire below the top edge of the motherboard. And again, it ain't got to be ridiculous tight, but what you're gunning for is for that wire to be nice and snug and not move, pull out, or anything like that. And you see right here, it's about position where I like it. Now you're thinking, wait a minute, if I hang this up on my walls, these things are going to be tearing my walls apart. And you're right. But let's do one thing real quick. Remember these? Now if you stick it, these things have got the little adhesive back on. If you use just that, I promise you they're going to eventually fall off. Yep, you guessed it. Put the little glue on. A little dab of glue. And if you really like your fingers, try not to touch the glue. I mean, it's just a little warm. It's not like totally catastrophic, gonna burn your fingers off or anything. It's not muriatic acid or anything like that. It's just a little pain, no biggie. And you put a little more glue here. Put another little pad right there. And some of you may also be thinking that that's going to stick it back up off the wall quite a bit, and you're right. But it's not a bad thing, because the thickness of your clock motor, the wall of it, is going to kind of level it back out, because it's going to be sitting right here. So the thickness of the clock motor and these, it's going to about level itself out. Trust me, I've built many of these. I know how they work out. Alright, so now we got your wire for hanging it. Okay, I'm going to get everything else in position, and we'll start mounting the other hardware. Alright, let's put the clock motor in now. Here we go. Now, this right here, I order these from a clock supply company called Clockit, KLOCKIT.com. And I've got various different sizes of these, and this right now is about the longest shaft I have in stock at the moment. But I mean, I make several different types of clocks, and you'll see them as I make my videos. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to feed that up through here. And look, 9-volt battery. Remember, your wires right here. Your wires right up in here. So this is the top of your clock. Now, here's your 9-volt slot. It's facing down. Feed it up through here. Now, the thing about this shaft right here, if you look, it is barely tall enough, but it works. And two, if you get it ridiculously too tall, it looks kind of dorky, because then, I mean, it just sticks up way above it. But as you see, it barely fits, which is more than good enough, because you don't want these tight to begin with. Okay, so it ain't a lot of fun getting it started, but there it is. And let's see, we get this right here lined up a little bit. Got it all nice and level with the bottom, level with the bottom of the board. And you turn it back over. And trust me, people, you do not want this very tight. I'm just barely past snugging it. What happens is if you get them too tight, that shaft will pull through the body. And see, there you go. Now you got your clock motor mounted. Now I'm not going to put the hands on just quite yet, because I'm still going to be flipping this thing around, gluing on the thermometer and such, so I don't want to damage the hands quite yet. I mean, I'm about there. I'm about ready. So now, here we go. Thermostat, yeah, thermostat, right. Thermometer, let's go ahead and mount that. What we're going to do, a little hot melt. Don't need much. Just put, actually, the easiest way to do it is just put it right on the inside of your, here, a little dab here. That's all you really need. And there you go. Kind of give it a moment for it to set. I got a little bit up here, but the thing with it is it peels right off right there, so it's not a big deal. Alright. See there? Now let's put the hands on. And again, white or black. I mean, it's really your preference how you want to do it. But we got white lettering on the motherboard, white tracings on the motherboard, white face. Let's use white. Put that there. Okay. What you want to do is look at the perimeter where the travel of the hand, make sure it's going to clear everything correctly. And put your next hand on. Now, there's actually a couple of different options. The option I'm using for this, I'm not using the second hand on this particular model. At this point, you got, if you want to use the second hand, here's the nut that goes on for this one. Because I'm not using the second hand, it's just a cap screw that holds this minute hand in place. If I was using the second hand, it'd be an open screw that screws down and holds that. Then the second hand, which is actually just actually push right in. There's a pin right there that travel off of. So let's put this on. Okay, sometimes these things are a little bit manipulative by getting on there correctly. There we go. Ta-da! And there you go. There's that. And the flip side. There's your hanging wire. Alright, let me I'm going to find me a wall to hang this on. I'll show you what it looks like. Be back with you in just a moment. Well, there it is. Hanging up on the wall, being all geeky as it can be. Let's see. Got the hands placed in. The thermometer's doing its thing. Now let's think that very cheap to make. Very easy to make, and you can make some of your geeky friends who are all big die-hard into the computer thing that can really make them happy. Learn how to make this. I gave you the videos. I'm even going to do a on my website homemadeidea.com. I'm even going to make the step-by-step instructions, put that on the site, and you guys will have that available to you also, using the video for reference if you're not sure as to what the picture may be saying or whatever. I do the best I can to describe my crafts on my site. See here, there's the wire hanging. until you flip it back around, hang it back up. And see the clock motor right here where it spaces it out? That's why you've got it spaced out here on those bolts and nuts and bolts up here. I'll show you another one I made real quick. Give me just a second. Hang this one up. This is the one that stays hanging up here pretty much all the time. Yes, I'm a geek, sorry. Gutted an HP server. Is a I don't remember what the server's in for to begin with, to be honest with you. But I shelled that server out and put in the thermometer there, clock motor, and because these are spaced out so wide, I used a piece of RAM, a RAM card right here, drilled a hole through it. Looks pretty crappy, huh? Even with the other one that I showed you a moment ago, you can also put RAM in the slice to add a little more pizzazz to it, a little more geekiness to it, however you want to look at it. Guess y'all notice I just swapped the motherboard out on you again. Look, this is an easy project. I mean, I can't really say it takes specialized tools. I mean, it's a drill bit and a hole saw. If you don't have one and you want to create one of these, I'm sure a neighbor somewhere, somehow, you know someone's got a hole saw and a drill bit. And the rest of the hardware, I mean, the thermometer and the clock hands and the clock motor I ordered from a company called Clockit, KLOCKIT.com. That's where I get all my parts from, for all my various different models of clocks that I create out of junk. Look, people, this is easy. It's not really that hard. And not to mention, think about it, you're taking something that's going to be trash, that's going to be thrown up to a landfill, that is, I mean, the critters can't eat this, really. Critters eat nuts and berries, critters don't eat motherboards. Help save the critters. Seriously. So now just next time you get ready to throw a computer away, pop that case open, look inside of it, and ask yourself, is there anything cool I can do with these parts? Obviously you can. I've got a clock that I have made with a hard drive. I'm going to be making that for you. It's not quite as easy as this because it takes a little bit of I don't know, persuasion to get it apart, I guess you might say. But nonetheless, it still turns out very neat and very cool. So, hey everybody, save the critters. Give the critters homes. They can't eat this stuff. Give the critters their homes, not the landfills. Save your computer parts, turn them into something cool and crafty. Save them for yourself. Save it. Give them for a gift. It's your choice what you do with it. Just try to be resourceful with a lot of your rubbish that your people throwing away. Try to be resourceful. Try to be creative. Make a lot of people smile, including the critters. Y'all have a great day. See y'all.